This is the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Samsung's latest flagship. It is definitely going to be the benchmark of all flagship phones released in 2023. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how this device, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 powered S23 Ultra, actually differs from the Galaxy S22 Ultra. This one is powered by the Exynos, and I'm going to be showing you over the next couple of minutes how much difference, how much performance improvement has come to this one in comparison to this one, and if you're considering upgrading, whether or not this is the right choice for you. One of the weird things Samsung used to do was market segmentation, in the sense that the Exynos powered devices used to be only for Europe and a few places all around the world. But this time around, Samsung decided that there is no more need for market segmentation and decided that all S23 Ultra is going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip for Galaxy. When I put the two devices to a benchmark test, there was an obvious difference in the performance in terms of raw power of the 8 Gen 2 chip in comparison to the Exynos processor. Now, both devices that I have here are actually both 12 gigs of RAM, so the S23 Ultra and the S22 Ultra. But it appears as if the S23 Ultra has a significantly faster RAM, and I have actually noticed that when I launch apps, at least certain apps, it becomes very obvious, because when you tap to open, some apps launch faster on this one than on this one. So the faster RAM here gets to actually play to an advantage that when you launch apps, you may in very many situations see that you get your app to open a little faster than on the S22 Ultra, the Exynos edition. Now, one very important thing about this device that not enough has been said about is the fact that the onboard storage is now way much more faster than the S22 Ultra. I tried copying a large file onto both devices, and what was very obvious was that the file copied faster onto this one than this one. Now, moving on to the battery life. The battery life I have seen on this device is actually very phenomenal. Let's not forget that both devices actually have 5000 mAh battery powering them, but on the Exynos variant of the S22 Ultra, the battery doesn't last that long, at least in comparison to what we see here now. Samsung decided to retain the design language found on the S22 Ultra for the S23 Ultra, except for one thing, and that is the fact that now the curved edges are now gone on the S23 Ultra, which makes it a little bit easier to grasp and hold. It feels more comfortable in the hand, and you can actually hold it a little bit more longer in comparison to the S22 Ultra. Now, this would be a thing of perspective. I have a few friends who actually, at least I know a few people who feel very happy with how curved this looks in their hand, but there is an opinion generally which says that the flatter edges on, at least the relatively flatter edges on the S23 Ultra makes it comfortable to hold for longer. Now, speaking about the biggest change that is the highlight of what is new on the S23 Ultra, the 200 megapixel sensor. I took some pictures with both devices, and to be honest, there were instances where I preferred the output which came from here. Now, remember that this is the Exynos processor, whereas this one is the Snapdragon processor. So it makes sense that the image processing engines on both devices are actually a little bit different. What I found interesting was that in certain situations, especially in bright sunlight, the pictures which came from here were a more accurate representation of the reality. In some instances, this one basically messed things up. Let me know in the comment section which images were your preference in terms of color, detail, and the likes in the comment section down below. The big question then is, should you upgrade your device from the S22 Ultra to the S23 Ultra? The truth is, it all boils down to personal preference. Both devices are great. Of course, there are certain things that this one does better than this, but in all, this is already a very fast phone, a very good phone. Yes, this is a little bit more faster in terms of performance generally. Would you notice it every day for every time you use it? Maybe not. For those who are coming from an older phone, it may make more sense for them to upgrade to the S23 Ultra. But if you already have this one, maybe it's just worth waiting for the S24 Ultra. Let's see if Samsung, all of the things which they have perfected here, even perfected more on the S24 Ultra, then maybe you can make a jump. That's a wrap for this video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And if you're new here, a sub to the channel would really mean a lot. Until I see you in the next one, cheers.